and I kind of lost my voice over the weekend. The shelves are bare metal. So we're building up the van, I should say. And when we put the cart in here, it was going to rub on this. So we had taken a blanket and put a blanket around, which I didn't like long term. And so I was thinking I'll just run to the store and find some kind of foam padding, whatever. And I was looking at my garage, and I saw I had a whole bunch of these cheap little workout mats. They're foam, nice and thick. And so I thought, what a great idea. Let me just cut these into strips, tape them on, and we'll see how that works. It's free, so why not try it, right? Well, welcome back to the channel. It has been a minute since I've posted, and a lot has happened. So this is some catch-up video on building out the van. I know a lot of people were interested in kind of what we were doing here, and I'm always interested in hearing what other people have done. And we looked at lots of pictures of grip vans and tried to come up with, you know, what we thought would be a good way to do this. So me and my little helper cut these strips, taped them up, and put them in, and they actually did end up working out well. I just used duct tape to attach them. I wasn't going to waste gaff tape on this because the idea was it's kind of a temporary solution. We'll see how it works, and it's actually held up pretty well. It's been in there for probably 2 months, and so this actually was a win. It worked, and it's definitely keeping the cart from bumping against the edges of the shelf, so that's been great. Figuring out where to put things and how to load things in, that's always a thing. So many versions. So here I am just using some pegboard I had left over just to protect the flags and keep them from bumping into things. And then I begin the process of hanging E-track, which, boy, I really underestimated how hard that would be. So on the cart here, we got in a accessory we had ordered to put a little center post for the camera, so that was nice. And we're able to put the cart in there and get things strapped in. And this is how we've been traveling for about 2 months, and it's been working out well for us. So that works out. Definitely have to keep an eye on the wheels on that cart, the Salence cart. So the E-track, boy, this has been, it's been a thing. I had to put it on and off multiple times, and probably I'm going to take it off again and put it on a different way after living with it. So E-track, that's fun to install. If you are doing your own van build, E-track is definitely cheap. It's a good way to go. There's different kinds of track, but E-track is available Harbor Freight. It's pretty cheap, and you get straps for it and different things. But when you do it, make sure you measure what you're doing and you plan it out. I kind of winged it a little bit, and it showed. I really didn't think through how I was going to put things, and I had to move things around multiple times. And ultimately, I'm still not happy with where things are. Totally didn't measure that lip right that I'm installing beneath and had to put it back on. So definitely, I don't know, it was just way harder than I thought. Oh, finally got this installed and working, which was quite the ordeal. Hanging E-track is not as easy as it looks. You would think it's easy, but it's harder because you got to get it all in the right place and line things up the right way. So as you can see, the top of this has quite a big lip on it, so the stands wouldn't hang directly on this, and weight-wise, I wouldn't want to hang the stands on this anyway. So I was going to hang it off of this, but the tops of these holes are like, I'm just like, there's no strength there. So anyway, I was like, I'm going to get some flat 1/8" metal to hold the stands on, and then drill that and put it in here. Anyways, lots of drilling, lots of self-tapping screws, lots of putting it in the right way, wrong way, then realizing it's wrong and taking it back out. They say measure twice, cut once, and I should have done that a little better. Now it's in, and I've drilled in some new screws that are definitely sturdy and strong, not just reusing the same old holes over and over again. Like, look how far that is off. But anyway, now it's on, now it's solid, and I can get all my stands on and get them hanging. I decided to do all the work in the van instead of out somewhere. I've got metal shavings all over my van, which I now need to clean out. Doing a DIY van is definitely a lot of work. I've put a couple days into doing this, and on one hand I want to go, boy, that's a waste of time. But on the other hand, how else are you going to learn? How else are you going to know? Here's work in progress video. Added a crate here with a strap for all my heads and arms, since I decided to mount these up higher and those heads and arms are not going to fit at the top. But that gives me some more room at the bottom for the things, so that's nice. Okay, so we are back for another work day in the van. Got Mike helping me today. We are gonna try taking these shelves out so we can get back here and insulate this craziness and see what we can do to fix the horrible sound problems that happen as we're driving down the road. So I'm just gonna give a spoiler. It's been about a month since we did this, and boy was this time well spent. This worked so well. So we'll show you what we did. We unbolted the shelf, got that out of the way so we can get back to that panel. And then we got some 1-inch foam, got those measured and cut, put those panels in there, which helped a lot, both with heat and cold and with sound. But once we got those in there, we didn't stop with just the foam panels. They were a little short, so we had to cut some little pieces to fill it in. But we also put some foam weather strip around all the edges so that anywhere that there was sound coming through, there were just huge gaps. There was like inch gaps because this was not, done for the way we did it. So anyway, we hung a blanket on top of that, and we had to cut holes in the blanket so we can get the shelf brackets in. And between the blanket and the foam, it is like almost silent in the cab. So it is fantastic. This worked so well. Highly recommend it. Just some cheap foam weather stripping, and a blanket, and some duct tape. So the tape might fade over time, but boy, it worked. So now all our insulation around the edges, in the back. There's one little hole right there where the blanket is. We just sprayed the back of that foam board, insulation all up in here down the edge. That is way better than it was when we got the van. Took the van over to Goodwill to drop some bulky stuff off, and boy, the cab is so quiet now, even when I'm trying to hit all the potholes. It is way, way, way better than it was. Like I can hear there's still noise back there, but it's just not coming through. And I think some of that noise, the worst part was probably this shelf rattling against the bulkhead, which between the foam and the blanket, we fixed that. So I think we're good.